Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. Someone has got selections here for Wednesday, October 25th. For again today's play of the day, quick recap what happened yesterday. We had a nice winner in hockey with the wild money line at minus 110 on FanDuel. Fun game. Both teams really could not stop scoring, but the Wild took over the third period, scored 5 in the third period, and scored 7 in the game en route to a nice multiple goal win. Edmonton was without McDavid, but that really didn't even matter. The defense and the actual goaltending is just so bad for that team that Edmonton is really just screwed unless they address it. But either way, Minnesota got the job done. Look for the winner here on Wednesday. And for today's play of the day, going to basketball, going to look at a game between the Hawks and the Hornets taking place at around 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And for this game, I'm going to go with a player prop. Going to go with Trae Young over 9.5 assists at plus 110 on BetMGM. Time recording of 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Covering why we're going to take Trae Young over 9.5 assists in the spot. First reason, last year, Trae Young was very good against the Hornets at actually facilitating. Trae recorded at least 12 assists in each of the last 2 meetings last year. So the Hornets, we know defensively, are bad every single year, and that's not really going to change with this upcoming year. And I'll get into that in a second. But Trae, once again, is going to have the ball in his hands a lot. We saw what he did with Quinn Snyder in the back half of the year, and I do think with the pace that's expected for this game, you are going to see a lot of opportunities for Trae to get some assists. But to go through the regular season numbers last year to wrap up the season, Trae was very good at facilitating as well, as Trae recorded at least 10 assists in 5 of his last 6 regular season games. So I do think, once again, with the lack of, let's just say, defensive focus from a lot of teams in the regular season, I do think that you're looking at Trae to get a lot of opportunities to get the 10 assists in the spot. Now, last season, the Hornets were really bad defensively at preventing assists. The Hornets allowed 25.9 assists per game, which was tied for the 10th most in the league. And you're definitely expecting to see a very fast-paced game because last season Charlotte ranked 8th in pace, Atlanta ranked tied for 9th. Atlanta's, though, might be a bit misleading because, a reminder, Quinn Snyder took over the job mid-season. So some of those pace numbers are based on the previous coach as well, and I do think Atlanta should be closer to a top 5 pace if I had to estimate based on what Quinn Snyder did in the back half of the year. But I do think what you're looking at with regard to the amount of pace and the lack of proper defense is a lot of points from both teams. And the markets reflect that because the total opened up for this game at 228.5. Now the total is at 236.5. A full 8-point line move on the total. And Atlanta's team total is now at 119.5. So the point is, if you're expecting Atlanta to score 120 points, then I do think Trae Young is once again going to probably cruise into 11 assists, 12 assists for the spot. But 9.5 at plus money for a game that has a total in the mid to high 230s, a team total of about 120. And once again, a Charlotte team that should be abysmal defensively. I think you're looking at a good spot for Trae to once again look really good at actually getting his teammates involved. I think you're going to see some lobs to Capella. You'll see some open three-point shots. And I do think with John Collins no longer being on the team, you can create some room for an extra shooter on the floor. We know how bad Collins was last year, which should even improve the spacing further, even more in this upcoming season. But simply put, giving me the starting point guard for a team that has a team total of about 119.5, and you're expecting him to get 10 assists at plus 110, I think it's a great value play. And for that reason, I am going to take it. So play that once again here for Wednesday, October 25th. Is going to be on Trae Young over 9.5 assists at plus 110 on a BetMGM. Bye, everyone.